retired appeals court judge Michael Luddy, who wrote in the Washington Post, the very concept of constitutional impeachment presupposes the impeachment, conviction, and removal of a president who is, at the time of his impeachment, an incumbent in the office from which he is removed. Are you concerned that they may be able to find that this is not constitutional this time, this trial?
I don't believe so. In fact, one of the other purposes of impeachment in this case is to make sure that President Trump is not able to run for federal office again, that he's not able to seek the presidency. The reason for that is that somebody who incited a riot, an attempted coup of the United States government, should not be president again. So it's not just about making sure that there are consequences to his behavior. Certainly it's that. But even after he's left office, it's also making sure that he can't run for president again.
Of course, you only get to that, though, if you find 17 Republican senators who will convict. It doesn't appear you have those votes right now, although it's a very fluid situation. Are you worried that if the Senate fails convict a second time, this will be some kind of vindication for President Trump?
You know, for any president, when you're dealing with impeachment, there's a high bar. You need 67 votes. But our plan is to go after every single vote. We want to make sure that every senator is standing up for this country, that every senator is considering the evidence against President Trump, and the fact that he incited a deadly insurrection. And so we're optimistic that when we lay out our case, that we'll be able to convince folks that in fact President Trump is responsible for inciting this deadly insurrection, and that the Senate should convict.
Finally, we've heard from several of your colleagues who believe that there's evidence that some members of Congress, congressional staff, Capitol Police might have been accomplices in some way with the rioters on January 6th. Do you have any evidence of that, and how do you expect to follow up? What should be the consequences if true?
Well, sure. Look, anybody who helped, who actively participated and helped the people who ended up rioting and taking over the Capitol in a mob should be held accountable. And right now, I'm focused, of course, as impeachment manager on the Senate trial of President Trump. But there will be a separate process to deal with the folks who may have also participated and helped in that riot.
Dr. Kessler, thanks very much for your time this morning. Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more video show highlights and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching. I want to bring you some breaking news into Sky Centre this afternoon. I can tell you that the influential music producer Phil Spector has died. He was 80, as we're led to believe. A statement was coming from California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, of course, been in prison to say that he was pronounced dead from natural causes yesterday evening around 6:35 at a hospital. His official cause of death, we're not sure if it's going to be determined by the medical examiner in the local county sheriff's office. This is Phil Spector, a highly influential music producer responsible for some of the biggest hits in the industry, also the architect of the Wall of Sound. There are some suggestions he may have died from COVID-related complications. There's spokespeople telling a TMZ website that he had been transferred from his prison cell to hospital and suffered, we're told, a relapse as well. Just to remind you, he's been in prison for a number of years. For him serving sentence for second-degree murder, sentenced to 19 years to life for the shooting death of actress Diana Clarkson. This was in June 2009. Of course, as I say, before he went into prison, he was a highly influential record producer, musician, and songwriter too. Best known development as a technique called the Wall of Sound. So confirmation there of the death of music producer Phil Spector, who had been in prison. California authorities say that he died from natural causes yesterday evening in hospital just after 6:30. Some suggestion he had COVID-related complications. So passing out of Phil Spector at the age of 80. Some experts like to say he's 81, but the California Correctional Department say 80, but certainly we do know that Phil Spector has died in the past 24 hours.
Recent polling has some stunning insights into Republican voters and their thoughts on Donald Trump since the riots on the Capitol. So the first set of polls here is from Pew Research. Let me start with this one. Most Americans say Trump bears at least some responsibility for violence at the U.S. Capitol. So this is a percentage say Trump bears a lot of responsibility for the violence and destruction by some supporters at the U.S. Capitol. So total voters here, 52% think Trump bears a lot of responsibility, 23% say some, so a large majority here of Americans believe that Trump bears at least some or a lot of responsibility for what happened at the Capitol. Now to get down to how these votes split out. Republicans or late Republican, only 18% think that Trump bears a lot of responsibility, 44% say some, and 46% say no. Still, a majority of Republican or Republican-leaning voters believe that Trump bears at least some responsibility for the violence at the Capitol. Democratic response obviously is a lot different here. 81% say Trump bears a lot of responsibility, 14% say some. Now, down here, this one is a percentage better for the country for Trump to be removed with Pence finishing out the last few days of his term or remain in office until his term is complete. So the majority of people want to see Trump leave office or be kicked out, impeached, and convicted, with Pence finishing the last days of his term, with 54% saying that, 45% saying that he should remain in office. And of course, could be more stark between Republicans and Democrats. 20% say he should leave, 79% say he should stay, and of course, the complete opposite for Democrats. Now, let's get to what I see as the most interesting result. Trump's job approval drops sharply, almost entirely among Republicans. So, take a look at this. It's gone along pretty steady since 2017. Disapprove, approve. But since those riots, sharp increase in disapprove, now it's 68%, 29% approve. And you break it down, you see where that is coming from. Republicans now are largely no longer in support of Trump, at least not in the numbers that they used to be. Still, it's much too high at 60%, but that's where the drop's coming from. Democrats, of course, never had much respect for Donald Trump, and only went down from 5 to 4. Now, this one is maybe the weirdest out of all results. So after Capitol riot, Republicans have reservations about Trump, and most say incorrectly that he won the election. So even though Republicans believe that Trump bears responsibility for the riots, even though his approval rating has dropped considerably, there's still 64% saying that Trump definitely or probably won the 2020 election. 64% of them. Even though he bears responsibility, at least some responsibility for the violence, again, majority, 52% think he bears responsibility, 46% say he bears no responsibility. But even still, 64% think he won the election. This is why, even with these lower ratings for Donald Trump, you're not out of the woods. As I've said before, when Trump's gone, these voters aren't just suddenly going to become informed citizens. They are down this hole. Whether they need a new figurehead to latch onto, like Josh Hawley or Ted Cruz, or whether they just go full on conspiracy and become largely apolitical, remains to be seen. But these people, a large contingent of them, still exist. And the GOP has a whole, their base, largely believe all of this is happening. Now, a little more here is This one, I like the most. 54% of Americans want Trump to face criminal charges for inciting deadly bomb attack on the U.S. Capitol. So, obviously, here, even though Republican voters largely are too far behind, Americans in general do want to see Trump win. They want to see
in place while the White House, Senate agreed to the same day, signals impeachment trial prep not happening to President Trump to listen and overthrow the view as his administration has done and carried out.
Thank you for the privilege of serving. Mr. Vice President, please pass forward.
Mike and Karen Pence on their last official trip visiting troops this weekend, counting military and foreign policy highlights on their march. Working terror in a way with Black Lives Matter. Pence made only one incidental mention of President Trump Saturday and encouraged the new president to follow some of their policies.
I urge the incoming administration to stay the course. Do what we've done. Stand up to Chinese aggression and trade abuses.
But Team Biden planned to put many Trump policies in reverse.
What next? What next?
As Joe Biden and Kamala Harris introduced their team of science experts, incoming Chief of Staff Ron Klain released a memo, a first 10 days plan of action, among them ending the Trump travel ban on Muslim majority countries, rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement, extending the pause on student loan payments, and masking. Mr. Biden will launch his 100-day asking challenge and will use his power to mandate masking on federal property and interstate travel.
This is how we got ready, overcome the pandemic, and build our country back better than ever before.
And new this morning, a big change coming for Kamala Harris. They can say she will resign her California seat in the U.S. Senate tomorrow. We already know Governor Newsom has decided to appoint Harris to be able to fill that seat. And for Harris, she will not be going far. Of course, part of her role as vice president will be to serve as president of the Senate. And the two newly elected Georgia Democrats talked to this story and we will.
All right, Dr. Donald, the White House, thank you very much as always.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download now.
A celebratory riot attacking the United States Capitol were replaced this week by their mugshots. The FBI launched a massive round across the country to track down and arrest many of the people who assaulted police officers, killing one and defacing the building in their final unsuccessful quest to stop a vote in Congress. The facts lie much worse. The effort by law enforcement continues its work to help the trail of digital evidence left behind by the riots. NBC Business and Technology correspondent Joe Kent has our Sunday focus.
We received more than 100,000 pieces of digital media, which is absolutely fantastic.
Widespread criticism of making 2 people arrested January 6th. Investigators are opening up social media sites, now rapidly piecing together who's on the Capitol.
There's no doubt that precisely public media has provided a function in this course so far.
Because of what the FBI special agent for Apollo called the staggering number of potential residents at sea. What are some of the additional footprints that suspects are leaving behind from this?
You carry your phone everywhere you go. And this fucking never goes off. And the other thing is, I'm not a big fan of Tom Cruise. Seems to be this kind of function. Well, from this here, that's what we're seeing is
In a dozen cases so far, a lot of people on the social media identify the suspect. Take the case of Robert Muncher, who got in the show with the FBI. So the residents of the FBI chamber, they used to be able to capture his chest as much to match his chest. I'm not sure if it's something right to tell them. These are questions to hide this action. Just outside the Capitol, the commit the oath of the social media.
We can break down the Nancy Pelosi's on the story.
The FBI investigated this photo taken by journalists inside the Capitol. Robert Powers, the photo sweatshirt, captured the attention of reporters by posting pictures of it on Twitter. Tipster in Newport News, Virginia, recognized the sweatshirt and provided law enforcement with action. The inside story for a month earlier. Now for the FBI to arrest him. So just as well as the FBI invested in real action, so too were the trails of evidence. There's no distinction between all of them. The reality of the most extreme releases on Twitter as a signal and deliberate method of navigation.
There's actually a lot of confusion in the because they've been told for years now that their plan just
On Saturday, the and Joe Kent has been out.
if you were a currency. But yeah, for me, I do not understand what is going. Well, I do understand what's going on here. And for me, I've spoken to lawyers literally today. I was on the phone to them on my lunch break, and because we're trying to figure out a way through the derivatives ban, because it's a nightmare. And I just, you know, you can petition. 97% of people that wrote in, so they asked for a consultation period before they proposed it. But when they're proposing a new law, 97% of people that wrote in opposed the new law, and yet they went with the 3% of people that liked it. If 97% of people disagree with you, the clue is in the very high number of people that disagree with the new law being proposed, that it shouldn't probably go through, and yet it did. And so now we're stuck with that here in the UK until we have a change of government and a change of fact.
Well, it's, and let me tell you, change of government can be pretty rough too, because that's what we're going through over here in the United States. You know, something a lot of people realize, I think, is these bans, these are bans on the companies. These are not bans on people. So you're not getting in trouble, you know, if you're using a VPN, it's on the company if they are allowing you through using a VPN or whatever to use their service. So just something to keep in mind, guys. Remember this, in the United States, you know, we'll just take this statement as face value as what it is. The SEC is here to protect you as an investor, not the companies. So just remember that. The
That's
SEC,
exactly right. You can't again legally I use Bybit here in the UK still, despite it being banned. And I have to admit that because within their regulation, they quite clearly state that they're not banning legacy customers. People are already using them before the ban. Continue using them after the ban. And even if you're in the USA, there's There's nothing to stop you accessing these things. There's point of sale regulations. Same goes in the USA, and because it's point of sale regulation, it means that you can participate on it, but basically you're not insured. There's no comeback off the back.
You're gonna go sue them if you lose money.
Yeah, because well, they're not for most part based in China anyway. So
Yeah. So let's move on. Let's talk about Bitcoin. You famously had a long-in on BitMEX for Bitcoin from what, about $3,500 it was?
it was $3,740.
Yeah, and you were able to bump that leverage up to 100x. And somewhere in the middle, you bought a Lambo, right? This guy literally drives a Lambo. I thought about buying one myself, but I went with the hell, American muscle memory. Okay. But so you definitely believe that was a low for Bitcoin. The price was going to go up. You put your money where your mouth is. Where's it heading now? And we talk a little bit about what happened to your trade, because that's kind of interesting too. But really, what we want to know about is where's Bitcoin heading to?
Over time, cautiously over time. If you buy Bitcoin now, I'm very confident that in 2 years' time you will have a significant increase on the value of that in terms of US dollars. Because over time, just like today with the stimulus printing, it is going to happen. That's something we can talk about again in a second. But over time, there will become more money in supply, and that money, the demand for that money will fall because there is excess printing. I do genuinely think that Bitcoin stands a very high chance of hitting $100,000 this year, despite volatility on the markets today. I mean, just today, as we're filming it right now, Bitcoin price is $37,000 all the way down to $34,300, and then it's bounced back. The reason why Bitcoin keeps bouncing back quite significantly, it's bounced about $3,000 at this point. It's because demand, like, there is a lot of demand. Grayscale 2 days ago bought 2,000 to 170 Bitcoin. These things are not going to stop just because the price is moving. They will continue doing because the institutions, they like slow turning machines. And if you imagine trying to stop a train, you can't stop a train with just your hands or just by willing it by looking at a chart. It doesn't work like that. The train keeps going because it's a very heavy piece of machinery. It never really stops because it's got that metal behind it at this point. That's essentially what Bitcoin is. It's a train that's passing through the traditional institutions from high people anyway, and it's working its way into society. It's doing just as good a job as the virus that's infecting the world at the moment. It's been very successful in terms of its adoption over the past year. I don't see that slowing down anytime soon because we've not seen the economic rise getting resolved from 2016, 2017. We're not even peaked in the euphoric bull market getting the new indicator of insurance.
Which is very interesting.
I'm going to bring up in today's video. I didn't mention that yet.
Yeah, I think that's super interesting. And I definitely feel like we're not. It's weird. It's like when you're in the world of cryptocurrency every day. Like I feel like we have this like super closely guarded secret of what happened. This is why when somebody's watching like, on my TikTok account, I get these comments like, "How do you know it's going to go up?" And blah blah. It's like, no, like because we know what the cycles are. Like we see the history. We know where we're at. We know where we're headed. The only thing some people differ on is like, is it going to go 100K? Is it going to 100K? Is it going to here? And there's a lot of different things. But it's going up. Like we see all the stuff that's happening, and the rest of the world has the blinders on. That this is the next generation of money being propagated as we speak. So
we see the market cycle. We hit such a long time. It's you're able to go back and look at what's going to happen at this point. I can do it like I don't know how this year I'm doing the same trade. We just saw each other now, so we don't know where it's going. I can call it. I just keep calling it. I'm not calling it. It just so predictable. For the most part, I think for any YouTuber that's been around for a long time, we every single day, you're able to spot these surges in growth. We see more metrics than anyone else because YouTube channels, you see the views go up and down. We see more people subscribing, less people subscribing. These are all indicators that we can use as well on top of just trading with more indicators using various different tools and stuff that you can use for trading.
Yeah, I mean, this should be working. We started this video out of this interview talking about how I used to be a pro YouTuber, and my quality wasn't the best in the videos I was making a few years ago, but I just kept making. And you made the joke I've been making 3 videos a day since 1984. Maybe that was before I went on air. I made a lot of videos, and you're just immersed in this market like nonstop for years. Like, you really just understand it, and other people look at it and they're clueless. That's why all my friends have been they heard of this, they see all this. And the question about the stimulus, I think you said you want to come back to that. What's been really interesting for me is that it's not the promise of having a fancy lifestyle or driving a green Lambo like you do. That's not the thing that has got my opinion for investing in cryptocurrency. It's actually seeing money in the minds of understanding what's happening.
Yes, I want to point out quickly though, I don't really drive the car very often. I don't have a fancy lifestyle. I'm wearing currently a 10 pound t-shirt and I don't really have anything designed. I don't spend my money. I'm very much like a lot of people in the country. I'm all about wealth storage rather than wealth spending. I don't gain any kind of joy from spending large amounts of money. It's not really my cup of tea. I'd rather increase the value of wealth of my family and people that help me get to where I am at the moment. And those people have supported you around that kind of journey. I feel like there's a lot more to gain in that sense than any kind of material possession. Material possessions are nice, don't get me wrong. Lamborghini is a nice thing. It's not something you should ever lust after. They're expensive to maintain. They're expensive to use. Every time you go out, it's 5 miles to gallon. I'm sure it's for £10,000 per year. So it's not exactly cheap thing to own and use. It's a waste of money. I never mind. I don't honestly believe it. I can tell you that green Lamborghini attracts a lot of people. I didn't realize everybody else then point and take pictures and drink like celebrities. I'm not that guy. I like to stay on the radar, so it's going to stay. You've got to go for it.
I got the undercover fancy ran out my money. But here's the question was, my experience is really not like more cryptocurrency inside of everything together when it comes to trying to understand why cryptocurrency is needed, why the scarcity of fair and actual backup is important. If you see that people that you know that people are going to buy in because of this pandemic and things they've seen with the money printing, and really has no idea what they're doing when it comes to controlling currency.
I think the best example I've seen is people that the fact the first stimulus check is now worth $9,000. That is an absolute killer example, a perfect example of how badly depreciated the US dollar has become. I mean, against the US currency lost about 30% its value this year against the euro. That's just against Europe. You can't buy 30% less things in Europe now. That's massive. It's a scary statistic. And you can only buy 10% less things in your own country. You've lost 10% of your power against yourself because the DXY is up 10% this year. And then they continue to print more money with this 1.96 We want to discuss this again on the video on my channel, but it is important to understand this money
supports and bolsters capitalism, the very white supremacist version that we have today. But it's always, he's so tricky. Like, there's always so many different weird things I want to talk about when I see stuff with him, because, I mean, it just reminds me once more how, abolishing whiteness needs to be pretty high on the list of socialist projects, because whiteness is the glue that holds this bad cross-class coalition together in support of capitalism, right? And we really need, like, a multiracial anti-capitalist movement to oppose people like that. Like, I hate to sound like a broken record, but, yeah. Abolish whiteness, TLDR.
There's some good news. You guys see this? Where New York Attorney General Tisha James is filing a lawsuit against the NYPD for how they treated the Black Lives Matter protesters.
Yeah, I do know about that because they contacted one of my friends who got beat up by the cops, and he thinks it was part of that.
That's
I
nice.
should. Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, Tish James, I wanted a different candidate to win, but, and I thought she was kind of performative and showy, but she's done some good stuff, so I'm just gonna with it.
Right. And full disclosure, I tested for previous reason.
Look at you, expert witness Matt.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have that unless there was something against the cops, you know?
Brendan says we have a clip of her talking about it.
Let's get it.
The NYPD officers engaged in blatant use of excessive force and often misconduct, including the indiscriminate, unjustified, and repeated use of batons, pepper spray, bicycles, and a crowd-controlled tactic known as kettling, also referred to as containment, which caused significant physical harm. We also found that NYPD officers unlawfully detained and arrested legal observers, medics, and other essential workers.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly really, it still hits me that kettling is now a big norm for police to do. After literally covering Occupy Wall Street as much as I did on the show back in 2011, she's posted a picture of me. Wow. 9 years and 10 months ago when I was working for the majority of Occupy Wall Street. Something like that, honestly, I'm not quoting the exact article. But almost 10 years ago, kettling was actually normal practice. We could use those orange nets to literally throw out protesters physically with these nets like they were cattle.
And it's still a normal practice. I mean, look, I'd rather have an AG who files lawsuits against the cops than one who loves the cops, but ultimately, I don't think it's really going to do much to change the cops' behavior, because we've seen it over and over again. They act with impunity. It's very difficult to hold them accountable in any way, shape, or form, and they're going to keep on doing their thing. As long as, until we manage to defund them and decrease their power, potentially abolish them. But we can decrease their power in the short term, and that's what the defund NYPD campaign is all about. So if you're interested in getting involved, this didn't start as a plug, but it's ending as one. We got a website, defundnypd.com, and I'll put it in the episode.
I'm taking notes, Jenny, because I really there's something that we simply cannot tolerate as a society. We send a message that this is okay. And as long as you don't threaten us anymore, we won't hold anybody to account. We are just inviting lawyers moving forward. And
It's not what you say.
exactly.
You can influence it, as we did in the first debate.
We're going to play it seems like the right winger saying that we don't have beaches. We're going to I mean, hello. There's something to out there. And what we're going to do as a society is what is the correct just what's happening. Here we have this is just an environment. This is just an specific way. The whole thing is overly aggressive and that's Democrat because we've tested the presidents and it might be right. That's why they do this never again. And that year, this is kind of like been affected by this Republican just completely off the rails. Never mind a policy the way they did the politics. Trent Lott had to resign in the early aughts from Senate Majority Leader because he so he got a birthday card for Sean Warren, who was at that time well to his next. He was in I think it was in the late 40s. The anti-crack candidate. He was running Republicans was happening in the Senate. Trent Lott was a little bit too respectful of bipartisanship at that time. That is one of the stories. We are so far from that era of Senate comedy, not comedy, haha, but comedy in terms of collegiality.
Yes.
Which is why this is just a bizarre thing that Tom Dash was talking about. There's legislation that's going to get 10 Republican votes votes in the Senate. There is not legislation that's going to repeal Republican raisins. I'm sorry, there is none. Certainly not on any big spending bills. There's just no way. There's nothing for them to bring to the American public. They've already got the tax cuts that they want. There is, other than like cuts on Social Security or whatever, there's nothing for the Republicans in terms of spending to deal with COVID. That's all going to have to happen through reconciliation, which requires only a simple majority and is not subject to a filibuster by the Republicans. And we will talk more about the dynamics of reconciliation. That's all Marshall Shirley knows this. Trump not Shirley knows this. They both are lobbyists and advisors to politics. So this is really just like, we have a problem. This isn't just like anyways. But we have a problem with Democratic politics. And just broadly speaking, because Democrats also represent the center now, as well as the left and the center left, that when you see the word bipartisan, more often than not, much more often than not, it is basically one of interest, trying to make sure that we get into a situation where there's as little change as possible. But that's the mortgage market right now. What do you feel about the potential of what happened to mortgage rates after the Democrats won in because the idea is going to be there's going to be more money that's going to be spent. And that's going to make treasury bills less intensive to have raise rates. I mean, the idea of nothing happening is good for big, and when you have people like Daschle and Trump who are lobbying these people, this is not going to be good. And unfortunately, the Democrats are going to be of rhetoric anymore. But they are into this move. Because of the smashing windows, people walking around with zip ties as they're building a noose and gallons of it. I mean, this is nuts.
Chasing Trump's conspiracy theories, trying to overturn the election, and work together and deliver real relief.
We're not chasing. Here's the thing that's deluded about this, and I actually think Chris Coons believes this. Chris Coons is not doing this to me, or he's deploying this as a way to get us different. Because Chris Coons is not the one. Chris Coons doesn't have the ability to control what the Democrats are doing. He is completely ignorant of the reality of what he's doing. And he interpreted this with
and we're not talking about what happens in the halls of Congress and legislation. We're talking about how you change the culture indelibly of people and what they think and how they trust the voting process in this country. And they're doing it so casually, like they order a chicken Parmesan whatever, like at the Applebee's. Like they're doing it so easily and with such carelessness. And then you have Democrats out there that pretend like
let's be clear. Coons is not deploying this because he is a nice guy. He is basically capping the brakes to make sure that there's no legislation that can get passed that is not consistent with his corporate bodies. Because all you need to do is go back a year and a half. When Chris Coons thought there was a chance that Bernie Sanders might win the primary, and he was saying we should reintroduce the filibuster for judges. And when it became clear that Joe Biden was going to be the president, you have to worry about maybe radical judges on there, from his perception, radical judges. He said he sort of backed off that whole filibuster thing. Then that's proof right there that Chris Coons is deploying this as a way of inhibiting expectations about legislation, inhibiting actual legislation from passing. And I don't know if he's using this as a way of like inhibiting the accrual of democratic power. So you may not see attempts to stay in for D.C. Or for that matter for Puerto Rico. One thing I misstated last night was that you couldn't do a $15 minimum wage under reconciliation. You can, it turns out, is my understanding. We're going to get deeper into reconciliation and all these things about how Democrats can actually do some things, some important things early on. But we will get into that a little deeper in the coming days.
We have all the laws we need. In fact, we have more than all the laws we need to handle this situation from an intelligence and law enforcement standpoint. There's going to be a push for more tools for the intelligence agencies, more tools for law enforcement, which inevitably are perverted and used in ways that sap American civil liberties. It is crucial that we don't succumb to fear-mongering, to calls for security that are unnecessary at this point. That we need to keep our heads on this and realize that we have a vast and in many cases unaccountable amount of powers to handle situations like this, and we do not need to expand one item further.
I agree with you more. And just as, for all the reasons you said, and I would just add, just imagine if Donald Trump had some of these authorities that people might want to roll in next time. And I don't mean Belgium, maybe Dutch Holland, maybe whoever it is. We don't want them to have that type of authority. All right, lastly on this, there's a big push that corporations are supposedly not going to be supporting the Republicans, so we're seeing some of that. We're seeing things like city events like, we're not giving the Republicans Morgan, I think, they say, we're not giving the Republicans, we won't give the Democrats after 6 months. And it's sort of like, just saving some money out of
It's almost saving face too. I mean, they'll temporarily put their foot off the gas pedal, and then once election season rolls around, an election cycle just ended. Very brave of them to stop donations for 6 months.
There are no federal or state elections in the next 6 months that JP Morgan will need to contribute to.
Of course.
Meeting again at a wild scene on a subway, an emotionally disturbed man wearing no clothing shoves another man off the platform as a train was entering the station. What happened after that led to his own death. CBS 2's Kieran Dillon has the startling video. Cell phone video so disturbing, we're only showing you a portion of it. And you can see a man that's naked who appears to be emotionally disturbed inside the 110th Street Central Park North subway station. Police say that man approaches a stranger and unprovoked begins to attack him before pushing him onto the tracks. Jose Ramos Diaz calls the incident a tragedy. He watched the push in horror and did the first thing he could think of to help. He put up his hand to stop the incoming train. Describing the moment, Ramos Diaz says, "It was something I cannot explain. It was something three-dimensional that I wasn't in the real world." He has the situation quickly escalated after a good Samaritan jumped onto the tracks to help the victim. He said the emotionally disturbed person followed the helpful stranger and also started a dispute with him. This man arrived on the platform to find all 3 men on the tracks. He watched as the naked man hit the third rail and died. Meanwhile, the 2 victims barely able to comprehend what had just happened to them.
The guy that was trying to talk to the other guy, he was shaky. I offered him some hand sanitizer. I offered him some water. And he said, no, he was too shaky.
Police say both the original male victim and the good Samaritan suffered minor injuries. They were taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. As for those who witnessed the ordeal, they say it's something they won't soon forget. How are you feeling right now?
He's a little shaky because I have a daughter. And I was over to, be aware of our surroundings.
They say they've seen many emotionally disturbed people in the subway system and wish they were getting the help they need. In Harlem, Kieran Dillon, CBS 2 News. Good evening. Torrance Lane, more than a dozen churches tonight after multiple anti-mask rallies took place in the city this afternoon, despite the province's new stay-at-home order.
Our officers were there to enforce the stay-at-home order. In this instance where we cannot have more than 5 people, as we consider that to be a large gathering and contravention to the stay-at-home order. We've stated this in the past. The chief has stated this is no longer a public health issue. This is also a public safety issue. And our officers will continue to answer and respond to these calls for service where there are large gatherings. And again, we're just urging the public to please do not participate in these gatherings so that we can do our part to stop the spread of COVID-19.
49-year-old Lamont Daigle was arrested at Lincoln Phillips Square at that anti-mask rally, and 38-year-old Kelly Ann Farkas was arrested at a rally at Young Dundas Square. Both have been charged with common nuisance. Meanwhile, 22-year-old Connor Travel has been charged with assaulting a police officer and obstruction of police. 18 other charges of failed to comply under the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act were also handed out at Young Dundas.
Hey guys, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. My name is Silvana. So for today's video, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to film. I was hesitant. I either wanted to make like a recipe video or some makeup video or a vlog or something like that. But then I realized, hey, why not talk about that time you accidentally... Hey guys, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. My name is Silvana. So for today's video, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to film. I was hesitant. I either wanted to make like a recipe video or some makeup video or a vlog or something like that. But then I realized, hey, why not talk about that time you accidentally joined a cult? I wish I could say that that was clickbait, but it's not. The fact that I actually was part of a cult, and it was approximately around this time last year, so I think it's a very good time to talk about it, especially because I still remember most of the details. Sadly, I still remember all of it. I wish I could forget it, but I can't. So, today's video is going to be talking about the time I almost joined a cult. Or no, about the time I joined a cult. So, I wasn't planning originally on telling you guys the name of the organization, you know, using names of people and stuff, but then I was realizing, if I were to watch a storytime video about someone joining a cult, I would want to know all the juicy details. I would want to look things up left and right. You guys can literally look it up, cult, right after it, and you're going to be like, why did you join after there was websites of stuff? I don't know why I did that. Anyway, the cult's name, the cult's name is ICOC, or International Churches of Christ. Is a Bible-based cult, except for they don't call it a cult. Although, the only ever defense I heard of them having was against the term cult was them saying, technically anything is a cult that involves numerous people in a group like this. Okay, no, it's not exactly right, homegirl. No. And the fact that that's the women ministry leader who said that, that's the said that. The church or the cult leader said that. And I was like, so you don't even have a good argument to back yourself up and be like, well, we're not a cult because A, B, and C. No. You're just like, well, technically. They literally said, well, technically. Okay. I love their arguments. They're really strong. So let's talk about how I got in this mess. So it all started with my brother joining this cult. He joined this cult approximately, I think, February-ish of last year, so 2018. I joined until July. I had almost made it. I went off to college in August. I had almost made it. But I just had to be a little dumb crap, huh? A little dumb shit who joined the friggin'... So my brother was in the church, and he would always invite me and my mom to go to events, and that being like, I think there was like a woman's day or something, and there was a ton of, Sunday service events that we were invited to, and we were always like, no, we're not interested, or at least I was more like, like, I understand if this is what you want to do. I didn't know it was a cult yet, and I still didn't want to go, so should have said something. So I think he finally convinced us to go, and we went. I think it was for his baptism. I wanted to go to be supportive because it was his baptism, and I was like, well, I probably should go. So I went, and off the bat, I noticed that people were very weird. Like, I'm not even just saying that to be messed up. The people there were very strange. They were overly peppy, like overly nice, and I don't think there was anything wrong with being nice at all, but the way that they did it was almost creepy. They would talk to you, hi, how are you? Like, I'm so glad you came here. Do you want to give us your number that we can set up a Bible study? The first thing they asked me was if I wanted to give some strange woman my number, and I was like, they were like those freaking flies that wouldn't leave you alone. They were like those people at the Macy's counters that just wouldn't leave you alone, except for those people are actually normal people and not cult leaders, but Anyway, so I went to his baptism and that was that. And then occasionally I would go to Sunday service because he would want us to go. We would just go, just for the service, and that was that. And honestly, the service, I'm not gonna lie, they're not that bad. Up until the third one, then that crap gets so redundant. They have the same jokes they tell every single time. They use the same terms every single time. Every single time, without a doubt, they always say, oh, I'm so fired up. Fired up is like pumped, I guess. I'm so fired up for God. That's one of their go-to catchphrases. They're literally Buzz Lightyear and you're pressing a button on them to say it over and over again. What else? There's so many terms I can't even think of right now. If I made a video alone on just the terms they would use, this video would be 45 minutes long, so let's just move along. I think it was about July now. We fast forwarded. And I don't know what drugs I was on. Well, not any, because that's sinful. But I don't know what I was thinking. And I was like, you know what? Let's just set up a Bible study. So I set up a Bible study. And within 3 days, I was getting baptized. I did all of those. Okay, they had to do I think about 8 studies. There could be more, I could be wrong, but I remember the first one was called Seeking God. And that was just to get to know you, I guess. It's really weird the way they almost examine you in a way. They set it up so that they ask questions within the study to kind of study, not my own study, but someone else's study while I was away in college. And I noticed that the girl I was with leading the study, she kept on doing these same questions. I don't even remember exactly, but there was this one question she would use to get out of them if they had a boyfriend or not, because you can't have a boyfriend that's inside the church. They have to be inside the church. You can't date anyone outside of the church. And that was her way of kind of getting that out of them. And there were so many different questions that they would use to obtain different answers, that instead of being so like, it's just pure manipulation is what it is. Like, it is completely, purely manipulation. They quit everything they do in their life, that being like jobs or school, to just devote themselves to 100% to this church. If people do study or go to school still, almost, I can tell you, about 95% of them study in psychology. And that's mostly, I mean, I can't speak 100% because I'm not the mastermind behind this cult, but that is to manipulate people to get them to join this cult. How to work or read the human mind is just ridiculous the way they do it. And I feel like you really have to see it in motion to get at how creepy it is. So the obligations with this church weren't just like, you clocked in on Sunday service and that was about that. No, you had to go to Sunday service from like, 10 or 12. God forbid you ever miss a Sunday service. They will literally knock on your door. Yes, I wish I was exaggerating. I don't think I ever missed a service because I wasn't in there. Apart from that, I think on, Sundays they would have family time, so you would go over to someone's house after service and just hang out and like pray, stuff like that. People would literally call you early in the morning to pray with you. Like at freaking 6 in the morning. You don't have to freaking pray first thing in the morning. Like, I understand if you're really, religious and stuff, but I was an 18-year-old girl. You really think I wanted to wake up at 6 in the morning and pray to some freaking stranger? No, I didn't. Apart from Sundays, every other Wednesday that you would have a midweek, which is either a man's or a woman's midweek, and that alone is just like a mini service, but just for the men. Or the next week would be a mini service just for the women. Every Friday, you had a Devo, or what was called a devotional or something like that. No. It was just called a devotional. And it was like another service, but this was just for college students. Every single Friday. Hang out with your friends. You couldn't do that. Apart from this, obviously, you couldn't go out. You couldn't, I'm not saying like you should or anything, but you couldn't go out. You couldn't drink. You couldn't cuss. You couldn't do anything. Okay, that's like every Friday, Sunday, and then Wednesday, or every other Wednesday. But whenever you weren't at church, you had to go out and find studies every single week. I only did this like a few times on campus. You had to go out on campus, find people to study the Bible with you. And to this day, I see some of those people I talk to and ask them, and I feel so bad because they're just so awkward. And to them, I am known as the weird church girl that tried to freaking take them and make them join my cult. That is all I am to them, and that's so humiliating that people know me as that. Like, I hate that, and I can't believe that I was okay with doing that. But I did it. After I got baptized, I was here for a month before I left college, and I had to go to the mall. and share. You have no idea how many people I saw from school who I had to go up to and be like, hey, do you wanna come to this like thing for our church? And they were like, no. And I was like, that's cool, why wouldn't I there? So many people you had to go up to, and people are sometimes very awkward. Like if this random crazy girl approaches you and is like, hey, do you want to church? I don't blame you if you say no. If someone invites you to their house for a barbecue that you don't know, that's a little weird. That's very weird, actually. But nonetheless, I did it because I was devoted to God. And it's just not even like devotion to God, it's just devotion to this weird ass cult. Like, you can be religious, you can believe in your things, but apparently, according to them, if you're not in this church, and I'm not even saying a Christian church, if you're not in this specific ICOC church, then to them, you're going to hell straight up. And they think they're so right. They think they're the only religion that's going to be saved. But isn't that every religion who thinks that? Every religion literally thinks they're the only religion that's going to be saved. But according to them, they're like, this is how you do it. They brainwash you to the max, thinking that what you're doing is so righteous and you're doing this right. And it's just crazy how much they can get to a person. And if I literally talked about every little thing they would do, you would probably never hear the end of this video. The females couldn't dress not even remotely provocative, like at all. You literally had to like freaking cover yourself up completely. You can't even wear like shorts. You gotta wear like those longer, ugly shorts that no one ever likes to wear, but you have to wear those. You can't go swim in a bathing suit. You have to put on an ugly ass t-shirt and some like long shorts and call it a day. You would notice females or some women wear some ugly ass little, sorry, I'm trying to not cuss. You would notice them wear some ugly little bun or hairdo, and the next week you would see two other females with that same hairstyle. And it's just so weird how much they try to copy each other. What one does, the other has to do. It's so weird. So I talked about how you have to attend every meeting. If you don't go, they'll literally go to your house, not really knock down your door, but they'll knock, they'll call, they'll like, it's almost like you're freaking being stalked by like 30 people or however big that church is, the one here in the valley. Whenever for the valley, I mean like the Palm Springs area, it's like 30-something people. When I moved to LA, the church over there was huge. There was like over 100 people who never more than 5 because there was just that many. Let's talk about the disciple life. So, every single person in this church was assigned a discipler, and that is who they go to for advice, who you go to every single week to confess your sin. So apart from the Sunday service, the Sunday family time, the Wednesday midweek, the Friday devotional, we had to find time to go and meet with a discipler and talk about what you've been struggling with. What have you done that's sinful? They'll show you passages, scriptures, do this and this and this and that, try to control you. If you ever have like a doubt or something, I know my friend, she's not at the church, oh my gosh, but she was actually one of the only normal people in the church that you like talk to, and they're like normal people. But I think she had a rolling festivals. They don't believe in concerts because that's, very, very sinful. Oh my gosh, this lighting, I'm so sorry about it. This thing, the wind just, I'm sorry, I hate it. But yeah, my friend had to get rid of her Rolling Loud festival ticket. You had to get advice on just about any topic, Get advice from your sisters, people who have been disciples for longer than you. That's what you are called, by the way. People in this church, they're called disciples, like the 12 disciples of God from the Bible. 12 disciples of God in a book written so many thousands of years ago. People, modern day, they're trying to be disciples too. They're trying to live their life according to the law. They always say this. They always read the same. They would always read the same scriptures to you over and over again to, get to you. They would make it seem like whatever they're doing is based off the Bible, and they don't interpret it according to them. They're just reading it as it is. But how do you think it works? You obviously read it and you interpret it one way or another. So when you say that you don't interpret it, it's just according, you take it literally, you shouldn't always take everything 100% literally. These people are literally idiots. And I hate to say it, but they're so... The fact that some people have been in this church for 10 plus years, 15, I don't know how many years, some people have been in this church for so long. The fact they have lived their entire life being manipulated by some weird cult leader. You can't date anyone outside of the church. You can't do this. You can't dress the way you want. You can't do anything that you want to do without consulting someone else and making sure it's okay first. And then they'll be like, I'll think about it. How wrong does that sound? And I can't believe I literally did this for a month. 1 month of my life. But I guess I got a good story time out of it. The last thing I'm going to be talking about, if you guys have any questions, I will answer them because I feel like there's so much I'm forgetting. But for now, I'm just trying to keep it at a minimum. The financial obligations in this church are actually ridiculous. I know that, you give money to a church, whenever you can. I don't know actually if you do. I haven't gone to many churches, but I think you usually do. However, for this church, you would give a weekly contribution, and that had to remain the same every single week. If 1 week you're really broke, you have to do it. It's for the church, Keep in mind, I didn't work at all. I didn't have a job. They expected me to get money from where exactly? And so I had to give that weekly contribution every single week. I had to raise up for conferences money, conference money. You had to go to conferences. I remember I went to a conference in Anaheim. Let's just say we did it at the convention center on the same weekend that there was a convention for the freaking Power Rangers. That's how much of a joke this church is. There was literally a convention of the Power Rangers on the floor above it. But Power Rangers, people dressed up like Power Rangers and they play fought. And we were in the same church. Or we were in the same convention. It was literally a dumb piece of crap. Anyway, we had to come up with money for the conferences. It's not cheap. That ticket alone was like $200 and something. I didn't pay it, thankfully. My brother did, but still. That's a lot of money. journeys and these missions, according to how much you would earn, you would have to give like a certain amount. But I didn't work, but I would still have to give a few $100s. I don't really remember. I never did, thankfully, because I wasn't in there long enough. But I know people in churches who have given like $2,000 to this church. And then people give like $1,000. They go give like $700, $800, $900. Like 2 or 3 times a year. I don't remember how many times, but they give this sum of money without even mentioning it to the church because that is how brainwashed they are. And that baffles me. I can't believe people actually do that. That's ridiculous. I'm so thankful that I was not in there for more than a few weeks because I don't know. I snapped out of it real quick when I was in Northwood and I realized I had no life. I was like, you know what? Maybe this ain't for me. I was in college. I realized it doesn't mean I'm gonna go out crazy, live the college life, but I knew that's not what I wanted to do. That's not the kind of life I wanted to be in a cult being told them to do. That is a little chunk of this church. The people in this church are absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, if you ever hear about the ICOC, or they have so many college campuses, or they go to so many college campuses all around the freaking world. I wish I could just say United States. I think world. No, yeah. College campuses all around the world. If they ever come up to you, they invite you to a Bible study, say no. Just do yourself a favor and say no because you are about to join a cult. With that being said, this was my first YouTube video. I don't know how this is gonna be because I've tried to film this like twice, but I keep on messing up. I like forgetting to mention things. But this was the story time about the time I joined a cult. So I really hope you guys enjoy this. Leave a comment if you guys have any input or any additional things you want to add. I don't know how many people you guys have been attacked by this cult, but just let me know. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, even a little bit. If you did, make sure to subscribe. I am new to this whole thing. Bear with me. I will fix this lighting situation. Anyways, thank you so much. Bye. See you next time.